Hey guys, welcome to Ranking All Crewmates Roles Part 2. This is the second part of all crewmate roles ranked. This marks the roles from 50 to 35. Keep in tune because the more roles we get into, the better roles there are. You can describe what you want to do in your tier list though. By the way, in case you guys don't know, I actually now host TOHE, so I'll probably start posting codes in my Discord server. Just read the Discord link in my description, and also just no opinion bashing. Also, there is no information in this part, so instead I'll just use my voice and say why I ranked each where they are. Without further ado, before we get into the video, this took a big delay because the problem is that TOHE wasn't working for 1 week because of the new roles update. Now let's get right into it. At number 50, I have Doctor. Number 50, so Doctor is a combination of a role called the Scientist and another add-on called the Autopsy, meaning that you will be able to know when someone died, and you'll also be able to know how they died. This can be very useful because you can probably know when the kill happened, and not only that, but you'll be able to know what sort of killers are still alive based on what kill has happened. Like for example, if there's a bite, it'll say bitten. Problem is that you can still just use the autopsy add-on and it doesn't change anything, and then you can have another role. Number 49 is Lucky. Now, this used to be a crewmate role, but but it's now an add-on, but I'm still putting this in because it didn't become an add-on um for bait or bear trap. So that's why I'm still including this. So Lucky allows you to not get killed for with a probability of maybe 50%, which can be very useful because if someone tries to kill you, you could probably try to spot that killer, even though the problem is that you don't know if someone's trying to kill you or not. Number 48 is Lighter. Lighter allows you to have very good vision when you vent. This is only for a certain amount of time. It is pretty fun because you can go around while the lights are off and then look for people who think it's alright to kill, and then you can catch them red-handed. The only problem is that this might make you look like a neutral or something. Number 47 is Bodyguard. The reason why I put Bodyguard here was because the problem is that even though you can kill players, when you actually kill a killer, you will die with them. But it's still pretty nice because I remember clutching a game with this once. 46 is Keeper. Now, this would have been in part 1, except now you can use your role and then you can actually vote. So you have 2 votes. One is to protect, and then your other vote is an actual vote. This can be very great if you have a recruit alive and they are trying to vote you guys off. It works very great for that. Number 45 is Nice Guesser. A lot of people really underestimate this role, by the way. Like, it is so underestimated. You just have to be very great at the game so that it actually acts very good. If you're very good at the game just like me, this role will be at this position. It may be lower for other players though, because other players might not be as great at guessing. Number 44 is President. You can be able to reveal yourself in a meeting. The only problem is that if you do this and then you die, your killer will have a very great reduced cooldown. And you can also end meeting in case you think someone someone innocent is about to get ejected. So you can end the meeting, or if you find out that someone is an executioner, they admit that they are executioner. That's why you don't want to admit that you're about to win, because you could easily get voted off after a president ends the meeting. Number 43 is Guardian. Guardian allows you to be immortal after completing your tasks. The problem is you can still get voted off, and another problem is that it takes very long to be able to become immortal. You have to do all your tasks. But other than that, it's a pretty good role, and you also can't be guessed as well, so you can claim this. Number 42 is Corona. This is a very challenging role. So what you do is that you go up to a body, press report, and then you'll have to follow the arrow that it shows you to find the killer. Make sure to be quick with this though, because someone might actually report the body when they after you try to look for the killer. Number 41 is Superstar. Superstar is a great role because everyone will immediately know you are clear. And the problem is that even though, yes, it does have a great ability where you can only be killed if the killer and you are alone, the problem is that that's actually for a cyber add-on. So you could probably be cyber and another good role. But still, it kind of spoils some gameplays. Like maybe two imposters are trying to double kill, and you can spoil that. Number 40 is Dictator. I really like Dictator because Dictator is a role that allows you to vote off anyone you want when you vote. Make sure to skip if you don't think that the person who's about to get voted off is evil. The only problem is that when you vote, you will die. That's the only reason why it's much lower than it should be. But you can still vote anytime you want, and no matter what other players voted for, that player will be ejected. Number 39 is Bastion. I really want to put this higher, to be honest. But the problem is that sometimes when a Bastion dies, then his role can change. And he can turn into a ghost role, which means that if someone tries, that players can now vent in that bombed vent. And usually people vent after the Bastion's dead. But still, most venters aren't crewmates, so you can get rid of a lot of venters with this. Number 38 is Spiritualist. Spiritualist allows you to be able to know who might be evil, because a ghost will be able to go to that player and tell you that this player is evil. Now, the only problem is that that this player could also be an imposter or a neutral killer, and they may actually frame a very valuable player. Number 37, Detective. Although it is basically the salute is also very good because you are able to know a role of a player and the killer's role. So this can be very, very, very helpful in guesser mode to be able to guess who you think could be that killer or that role. Number 36, Retributionist. Now this could have been a lot lower, but the problem is that some of the other roles were just too bad. But it's still very great because you get to kill one player after you finish your tasks and you're dead, which means that you can help the crew a lot with this role and get down one threat. Number 35, Swapper. I feel like the Swapper may never ever die by voting, because you can just swap himself if he's about to get voted off with another player, and then the votes will exchange to that player, because the Swapper can exchange his own votes with a player, All you just have to do is that if you think someone who's crewmate is about to be voted, just switch those votes with someone else. If someone is suspicious, then you could just also tell to vote them and then swap him with another player, and then that player gets voted off. It's very great for that. So that's the end of the PowerPoint, and that's the end of the video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next part. Peace out.